Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because tonight we're going to be talking about what will Quinn Hughes cost. We're going to do Canucks trade talk, and this is going to be an interesting one. Okay, so I know that many of you are like, RevTrev, what's going on? How are you flipping the script here? Yes, I am the guy that does not want to trade Quinn Hughes, okay? But and I made videos that he is going to extend, okay? So I want him to stay. I want it to be official, but I don't think after what I've been hearing now, and I don't think he's going to stay. I think there's a trade is inevitable. So it's more and more realistic, okay? So you've seen my videos about this, is that Hughes, extend Hughes, please stay. I don't want to lose him. Now, I'll tell you the reason why, okay? Because actually, Dell's in here and already kind of tells the reason why. He says, the question is, Trev, does he want to stay or go? You never trade away a franchise player, period. We are a few good draft picks away from being a contender again. And I understand that. I don't want to ever trade the best player in the deal. Now, if you think about it for a moment, okay, this is what's crazy about this, okay, is we've traded Horvat, we've traded Miller, and now we're trading Quinn Hughes. Like, how are you good if that happens? Now, we're at that stage where we probably just have to go and I don't know. Maybe we can make it work. And it's like, can we? Hey, this is a great comment. Can we Thanos snap this team? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Angelo, yes, we're probably done here. Hughes is probably done here, and it just sucks. Okay, so I get it. And that's why the last video I did was entitled this, What Train Are You On? Full rebuild, retool, and then what's the other one? Whatever it was. I can't remember what the third one was. But so I think everyone's on the trade Quinn and get a huge haul, right? That's what fans want, is they want a huge haul for Quinn Hughes. And I understand that. They should want that. Okay. So if we're going to trade, or I should say when, I'm just going to concede this as now, okay, that when we trade Quinn Hughes, which it makes me sick to think about, like, people, you have no idea how difficult it is for me to say this, because I just don't get it. But I understand why he wants to go, okay? But if we're going to trade him, now is the time, because teams are going to get at least two playoffs with him. And how soon is he going to go? I mean, something is imminent. Most think it's going to be a bit. Something he won't be here by the Olympics. There's people calling, and that's what's happening. And so we're going to talk about that. So what is it going to cost to get Quinn Hughes? And here are all the teams that I've heard so far. And please let me know in the comments if you've heard another team that is not listed here. But this is what I've heard so far, like officially, that they're in the mix. Okay. So these rumors are flying. Okay. I mean, some of them are reports, some of them are rumors, but teams that we have heard that are interested in Quinn is Carolina, Washington, Dallas, New Jersey Devils, of course. The Vegas Golden Knights now have lifted their ugly heads, and the Detroit Red Wings. Now, people are really, really interested in a lot of these packages. So what could these packages look like? For example, you've got ones like let's just say Detroit, for example. A lot of people want it's like Danielson or Casper, and then a bunch of first round picks, and there's one other player. I'm going to bring up them right now while I'm thinking about it. If I bring up Okay, as my computer is talking to me. Okay, so Detroit, if we go to Puckpedia and we go to Detroit, and I'll just bring this up so you guys can see it, because one of the things you have to remind yourself is like people, like part of me is trying to prepare myself that we're not going to get a lot for him, but I think we are. And what are the chances that he actually goes anywhere else other than the New Jersey Devils? Okay, it's slim. I think the New Jersey Devils scenario is our worst case scenario, to be honest with you. I think if he goes somewhere else, but why would a team, I'm just going to put this like this for a second. Why would a team want to trade for Quinn if in a year and a half he walks and just goes to New Jersey Devils anyways? Is it like we want to win now? We want to win a cup now? That's a good question, right? That's a really good question. So we're just going to look at this roster, and I just want to see what people have been saying when it comes to Detroit. And I don't even know if it's realistic, because Detroit fans are coming in and going, this is nuts. No one's going to do this. And it's like what we expect and what will happen are two different things. I wonder if I can I just full screen this? Can I do that? Let's just do this. Can I do this? No. Anyways, we're going to go here. Okay. My apologies. I should have had that up and ready to go. Okay. So we're talking, Nemec. Not Nemec. That's New Jersey. So Marco Kasper, he's a 21-year-old center, shoots left. Okay. So he's got 2 more years on his entry-level contract. Danielson is just got drafted this year, 21-year-old right-handed shot centerman. Either one of those is the ones that people are talking about. And what's the other player that people are, I mean, you guys can probably already know. You can put it in the comments. Sandin Pellikka. He's the guy that we were talking about. Maybe the Canucks go for him instead of Verlander. Maybe you end up getting them both, and then you get a first-round pick out of the deal. So that's a lot. And Detroit fans are sitting there going, why in the world would we do that? Now, when we're talking about the Canucks want a haul for Hughes, okay? And let's just go back down to here, okay? Haul for Hughes. What they're talking about is if it's with New Jersey, it would be something like this. Dougie Hamilton, Mercer, who's the second-line center, and Nemec for and a first and a second. And that's probably what Canucks fans would want. But would the New Jersey Devils give all of that up? Now, when you talk about that kind of a trade, Dougie Hamilton makes $9 million already. It's not really realistic. So you got to move out more money. So it's a Sherwood, and that's where this trade watch is on. Do we trade Hughes, Garland, Kane? I think Kane and Sherwood are definitely going to be traded. So that's money. That's another secondary. It depends on what you're getting back. But in my opinion, every single team should be calling the Canucks to understand how much a Quinn Hughes trade would cost, because that's good management. That's what good management is. So I'm gonna dive into that. But management has said that they're not really interested in picks, but maybe that will change, because they said they're not interested in trading Quinn Hughes either. So it depends on what. And the Canucks are under no obligation to make this a quick move at all things. But what do you guys think? Post in the comments. What do you think it will cost? I'm going to get into your comments in just a second. I'm going to hit the promo, and we're going to go from there. Okay. Now, this might be lag. It seems like everyone in my house is on the internet right now. So this is the worst time to be, like, you think about it. It's like almost 10 o'clock at night. It's like everyone go to bed, you know, but I have older kids, so that's why. I'm going to hit the promo, and then we're going to dive into your comments. All right, so here we are. I got some questions that come in, comments have come in, and I'm really interested to hear what you guys are going to say. East Van Nux says Quinn's going to be gone to the Devils any day now, and they are already filing the paperwork, according to a source I know that's very notable former Canucks player's daughter. Okay, well, I mean, former Canucks player's daughter. I don't know, man, but I hope. I mean, it could be done. It could be done. The thing about Rutherford is he always makes moves. You might not like what's going on in Vancouver, but this guy makes moves, and we knew that coming in. He makes trades happen. Not all of them are good, but it is what it is. Okay. Okay, so boys, we are in it for the long haul. My dad wasn't kidding when he said that they won't win in his lifetime. I know that's the sad part, right? That's the sad part. Dell says Yzerman was on a lousy Detroit team for many years. Then they won cups. And one of the reasons why they won cups is because they had Nick Lidstrom. Guys, we're talking about you don't trade a Makar or a Lidstrom or a Hughes or a Paul Coffey or a, fill in the blanks. These guys don't grow on trees, but it is what it is. I don't think it's going to, depending on what we get in return, I don't think it's going to be a Cam Neely deal all over again. I don't think it's going to be that at all. But I'm scared that it is. If that happens, like when you think it's bad in Vancouver now, it's going to be a massive, and I'm talking about massive, meltdown. We are already melting down. Okay. We totally are melting down. I've got to turn some things off on my computer because I'm going a little slow here. So just trying to get rid of these. Okay. So Kelly's in the building. What if he extended to match his brother's contract and go to different teams together at the same time? That's possible. I think that was what I was thinking was going to happen. That would be cool. I would really appreciate that personally. But looks like he's just going to get moved. That's what it looks like to be. But yeah, I mean, it's the whole LeBron James changing the course of the NBA. And we went out and, that whole thing. And his comments about the GM of the New Jersey Devil, he calls him Fitzy. It's like, really? You don't even call him Fitzgerald? Like, okay. It's like he knows him personally. It's like, oh my gosh, this is seriously worst case scenario for us. Yzerman was on a team that went to the playoffs for 25 years straight. Yeah, it's a bad one, but I mean, one of the reasons why Detroit continued to be good is because of Nick Lidstrom. So I guess did Lidstrom play with Yzerman? I don't think he did he? Now that I think about it, that's two different eras. But the Datsuk Zetterberg was Lidstrom on that one. That was unbelievable. They know. Trade to the Jets for Morrissey. I think I butchered the name. Nope, Morrissey is exactly. Yeah, Cam Neely wasn't this good. Woo, that's a bold statement right there. Quinn is better. That's the problem, right? Like you start thinking about this about Quinn Hughes, and he's the best defenseman we've ever had. And he's in the conversation for the best player we've ever had. Like the whole, like of all the players, and we're talking Linden, Luongo, Bure, the Twins, Naslin, Bertuzzi, Jovocop, McLean. It does not matter. He's in the conversation. You might have a different opinion. You might not think that Quinn Hughes is in that conversation or is the number one, but he's in the conversation, and that says a lot because he's played 450 games for us, which is awesome. Oh yeah, and Philly and the Wild too. I got to add that. Thank you so much for reminding me. I forgot about Philly, and that makes a lot of sense because of Rick Tocchet, right? So Philly, and you just said Philly, and why did I already mess this up? Philly and the Wild. Now, the Wild makes a lot of sense because they have a hard time getting people to go there. Okay? So these are the teams that I keep hearing about. Okay? So we're going to keep going into the comments. Okay? I I knew it. And my internet sucks because I'm telling you, everyone is streaming, everyone's doing stuff. Okay, I can't go for much longer, but we'll get in here. Okay. Yeah, Pelika was included. Thank you so much in that. Callum says the Canucks can't have or keep good things. Hughes is too good for our crappy team and so much better than our average starter that he's actually disruptive. He's actually disruptive? I don't know. Neely was 6'1", 220. That's not small. Yeah, good point. Neely was a 20-year-old unproven talent. That's a great point. A lot of people, you guys don't want Hamilton, but I'm telling you, he's better than you think. To me, Quinn Hughes is worth at least a first overall pick. Okay. Who's going to give you that? No team that's going to miss the playoffs is going to give you a first pick for him, I think. But I don't know. Maybe not. Heischer, Bratt, Nemec, first round pick. Yeah, see, this is where Canucks fans, if Heischer and Nemec and come over in a deal with a first round pick, that would be highway robbery for us, and I would love that. So, but I think that's way too much. I don't think the New Jersey Devils will do that. Hey, Trev, no matter whatever we'll get, it won't be good enough. The team with the best player wins the trade. I agree. Yeah, I mean, some people think 3 first rounders. I've heard that one. Hope you're doing well physically, Trev, and the Canucks fans. I know mentally as Canuck fans, this sucks. Gotta embrace the suck. For years, the world is going to end before the Canucks get good again. Feels like that. Salvador, good to see you. New Jersey fan looking to see the van side of things. I saw a report today that Vancouver management wants to stay competitive. Wouldn't a full rebuild make the most sense and yield the best return? Just curious. You are 100% correct. But in saying that, by the way, post what you think as a New Jersey fan you would be willing to give up. Like, in all honesty, what you'd be willing to give up to New Jersey. But a full rebuild makes sense to our fan base. It's having the owner and the management. They are not interested in a full rebuild, right? They want to revamp this. Something got stuck in my tooth. By the way, I brought my water down here. I filled up my water before the stream, and I forgot it upstairs. So the full rebuild makes the most sense, but I don't think they're going to do a full rebuild. Now, this is what I've been saying is if we lose Quinn Hughes, we need to do a rebuild. Like, I would be considering moving Besser. I would honestly even consider moving Pedersen. I would consider moving Hronek, Demko. I would if Hughes goes, I think everything's on the table. But this management group does not want to do that. And maybe they're the wrong people in the building to do that anyway. So not all first round picks are equal. I agree. The top 5 ones are usually really good, and you still can get them wrong, unfortunately. And that's the problem. If you get first rounders from New Jersey, those are late round picks. So it's not really that good. That's why people want prospects or they want players. Martin says, I do actually know someone who died this year who wanted to see the Canucks win the cup before he died, but he died. I know. It's sad, man. It's sad. Kelly says, what Swede to be drafted by the Canucks do you think will be picked? I don't know. I haven't got into all the draft stuff yet, but I'm going to get into there soon. Okay. According to Puckpedia, pick value calculator, 1 first row pick equals 9.63. 32 second, 9.63 what million? 32nd overall picks. No, 9.3 32nd overall picks. So basically 1 first round can equal 10 first round picks. Okay. Well, we're not getting 10 first round picks for Quinn Hughes. Jake says, I guarantee Edmondson will not be in the trade with Detroit because why would we upgrade 1 spot and give all these picks and a center that's 21 realistically? Oh, 2-1. Realistically, 2 firsts, Danielson, and an NHL prospect. Okay. That's fine. Oh, yeah, and the Rangers are interested as well. Man, there's so many teams, and I'm so mad at myself that I didn't write all those down properly. Okay, so now we're back to here. Okay, now we're back here. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that a lot. Okay. Let's go back to the comments. But that's the thing, right? In my opinion, Hughes is the GOAT of the Canucks so far. He could be the greatest of all time. Could be. I can see Bratt included, but to include Nico on the top. Yeah, Nico's not going to be added. Bratt and Nemec, is it Nemo? Is that how you say it? Is it Nemec? And first seem like a Van's pipe dream, makes New Jersey the Hughes Rose only. That's fair. That's fair. So what would you think, man? What do you think is going to be there? So if we get back McKenna, Schaefer, Celebrini, Bedard, that's fair to me. I mean, of course, but you're saying in draft picks. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with draft picks, everyone. Not only if it's later, it takes 2 to 3 years for them to make the NHL. And I'm not talking about a top 5 pick. Yes, a top 5 pick, less. But the Canucks developed the Twins for 3 seasons. Like Coots is like exceptional to even get a crack and a sniff, but he didn't last. And he was picked number 15, everyone. It takes 2 to 3 years for the pick to matter. And that's what the management's worried about, right? Hughes and Pettersson, you want to be traded? I mean, they could. I think it's 2 different deals. The Canucks have a chance to immediately get better as a team by trading this elite talent. We won't be the same, but it takes a team to win, not just an all-star. That's a good point. Jake says if he's worth a first overall pick, then 2 firsts and Danielson plus another prospect should be a win-win. Neither team gets robbed. Both needs get things they need. It's fair. I want to revamp my 1991 Honda Civic hatchback. You should, Cosmic. Do it. Hughes and Pettersson for Nemec, Mercer, Palat, 1 first-round pick, and a conditional fit. I would not do that deal. No. And plus, you would have to get Hamilton to come back because the money is the problem. Hughes is 7.75 or something like that, and Pettersson's 11.6. So it's different. If we lose Quinn, then there won't be a choice. Rebuild. I'm with you there. Okay, New Jersey fans are already bracing to trade and accepting it will be at least Mercer, Nemo, and 2 firsts. The money doesn't work, so I'd imagine Dougie or Platt is included with a 3rd team retaining. Okay, that's fair. Jarrett, good to see you, man. How you doing tonight? Welcome. Yeah, if they don't get 2 first-round picks out of a trade, I have lost all hope. I'm not looking at it that way, but I mean, you could be right. It'd be nice to have the first-round picks, don't get me wrong. But like a 25th overall first-round pick, who cares, right? Quinn for New Jersey first round, Dawson, Mercer, and Seamus Casey. I don't know anything about Seamus Casey. I need to watch more New Jersey games, but they're never on the West Coast channels. Big Ratton says the organization lacks fire. Too many dour and quiet people, starting from the owner. Somebody needs to grab the bull by the horns. Whew. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate your help. No matter who it is, the Canucks are losing Quinn Hughes. I know. I've been on the train. We're not losing him. He's going to extend. Made lots of videos. I feel like I'm going to be wrong. Salvador says, if I'm Van, I would also look to add another prospect, most likely Casey, on top of the package. Okay, now I gotta go look. Like, I got to see who's this guy is, and I'm gonna bring up the stats. Okay, so we're gonna do Seamus Casey. And so he's a second-round overall pick, okay? Guys, this is already not good. This is not good. Well, he's a defenseman. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong here. Okay, let's look at this, okay? So 21 years old, almost 22. New Jersey second-round pick, 46 overall. He's from the United States of America. Pronunciation, Seamus Casey. Okay. 16 career games, 8 points. Played 14 games last season and had 8 points. And has played 2 and so yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have to go look at highlights and stuff. That's just not enough information for me. But I'll take your word for it, man. Garland might have to go with Hughes or get traded somewhere else. That's true. Marcus says, could Hughes be gone by Christmas? For that to happen, I hope they throw in Pierre-Olivier Joseph. That's hilarious. We will need to move money also. Yes, maybe, depending on what we get in return. Things like not being able to fully install the new seats, no practice facilities, leaders not showing up to the events, and refusing media abilities. It's just soft. Okay. Also being a Nemec believer since day one, so he inevitably goes. I'm ready to buy his black van jersey. Wow. That's cool. But man, the Hughes brothers all together would be awesome. Do you have it? Don't you have a New Jersey jersey? Doesn't that make you the biggest fan? That is true. Let me just show you right now. And I'm not a New Jersey fan, by the way. Okay. If I can find it. There it is. So I have one because I did that jersey. Mystery box, and I got this. It's just a plain Jane, and I mean, I can put Hughes on the back if he gets traded there. Okay, that's what I can do, and it's quite nice. Like we're talking here, like it's got all the championships there. It's pretty cool. If he gets traded there, I'm wearing this on stream, no doubt about it. Okay, I've been trying to sell this jersey online with no success so far, so it's kind of disappointing, but maybe it's going to turn out to be good. And when I pulled that jersey from the mystery box, everyone said it's a sign. So it feels like it's a sign now, doesn't it? As a Flyers fan, hope we stay away and keep our youngest youngsters and pick. Be the time we blossom Hughes and will be 30 plus and potentially gone. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe I butchered that comment, but I'll tell you this right now. If you get Quinn Hughes, it changes the whole landscape of your team. Like you go from like trying to make the playoffs to making the playoffs with that roster you got because Rick Tocchet knows how to utilize them. So yeah. So Norris Trophy winning defensemen in their prime never get traded ever. We better see a ridiculous return if this trade actually happens, or after 40 years, I'll quit. Don't quit yet. There's always something to talk about in Vancouver. The Canucks built the pacifist team in NHL history and sports history. Wow. Trevor says Scott Stevens and prime Scott Niedermayer for Hughes. Done. Let's do it. I would do that. The first game after Quinn Hughes gets traded is going to be, it's going to be gross. Trade every bottle of Aquafina in BC along with Hughes for Hischier and Bratt. That would be awesome. The Hughes and Bratt part. Or no, sorry, not Hughes. For Hischier and Bratt. I would love that. Going to be a rough crowd, no doubt. Yep. Okay, Canes or Caps should go after him. Didn't I put that in there? That Washington? Yeah, Washington is interested in him. Right now, they're contenders. Yeah, I'm with you. But, like, what can you get from Washington, right? So the problem is all these teams are like, we're interested. It's like, what are you offering? And we can speculate and over and over and over again. But, it depends on what the return is. Hughes and next year's first rounder for Bedard. Would you? Yes. 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 I love Bedard. We're going to lose him anyways. Might as well get a good guy but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. We'll be all sad when Hughes is traded 100%. If EB40 stays on the Canucks team through a full rebuild, he will always be a total loser to me. Winners want their names on the cup. I mean, that's your opinion. That's fine. Get Ovi a ring. Yeah, if he goes a second ring. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So the rumors are flying, everyone. Teams that we've heard are interested are Carolina, Washington, Dallas, New Jersey Devils, Vegas Golden Knights, Detroit Red Wings, Philadelphia Flyers, and Minnesota Wild. That it is wild to think about this. The contenders should unload the boat to get Quinn now so they can at least get 2 playoffs from him. Right? That would be good. If it's going to be Detroit, who would you choose between Sandin Pellikka or Evans? You know what? That's a great question. Let me just see. I want to bring this back up just for a second. And I want to do okay, because I think he's a big boy. Yeah, he's 6'6", 222. Personally, I would take him. I mean, he's from Sweden. That bodes well for Alvin. First round, 6 overall pick in the 20. Okay, let's go to this draft. So an Owen Powers, Matthew Beniers, Mason McTavish, Luke Hughes, Kent Johnson, Edmondson is Detroit there. Then Eklund. Where did Vancouver? Did we not draft? We didn't draft, did we? No, we didn't draft this year. I hate not drafting. It's the worst. I don't know. I think I'd go with him, man. But he's only got 44 points in his career, so maybe not. Maybe sending Pellikka. I don't know. That's a tough one. Good question, though. Good question. Trade Demko's right leg and groin for Nemec. Let's do it. Both from Sweden. Enough Swedes. I know. I'm just telling you. That's things. I know you guys don't want any more Swedes. I know the Canes have 4 first-round picks the next 2 years, but they're going to be bad. Theirs and Dallas picks. Okay, yeah. You know what? Carolina's good, so I'm not sure. I don't know. If he goes to Carolina, he's not staying there. That's the problem, because no one wants to stay in Carolina. Rantanen killed that. Wasn't that brutal? Anyways, if we trade Hughes, then we need a left-handed D more than right-handed D even more. I agree, unless you trade away Hronek. I know. It gets complicated, Steve. Steven, it gets real complicated real quick. So this is tough. 136 people here tonight. This is kind of a hot topic in Vancouver, just saying. This is where we're at. So the big question is, what will Quinn Hughes cost? And we're all just hoping that we're going to get a huge haul for Hughes. All right, everyone. I appreciate you being here. We're going to call it a night. I'm so thankful for you. I do not want to. Oh, wait a minute. What's your okay? Let me just comment on this real quick. I want to do an extra video on this. I'm going to do a couple more comments before I leave. I was going to shut this down, but I'm giving you bonus coverage right now. So, Trev, what's your thoughts on the proposed Wild trade? That's what it was. We offered Shelovs, Ratu, and a first rounder, which ended up being Coots for us. Maybe they would have picked someone else for them, and he was glad that we didn't do it. Okay. I'm leaning what you said, but I want to just stop for a second, because Marco Rossi is what? I mean, you and I are in the same hockey pool together. So, and I've got Rossi, I believe. What's he at points-wise right now? He's the number one center in Minnesota right now, everyone. It's crazy. Absolute craziness. Let's see. Do I have Rossi? The other, like, we're in 2 leagues together. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so it's the other. It's in the main league that you and I are in. Okay, stats this season. And Rossi he's only got 13 points because he hasn't played that many games. He's been injured. Lower body injury. He's played 17 games. He has 13 points. It's not bad. Young though, right? Yeah, you know what? I hindsight 2020. I like Coots. I like the idea of developing Coots. He's gonna be a great leader. And everyone's complaining about not having enough Canadians. Coots is a Canadian, right? So Axel Sandin Pelga is your best bet because he's a young and offensive D, but he's a right-handed shot defenseman, and Van needs centers. The picks are plenty in Detroit. That's why my proposal doesn't include any defensemen. Yeah, it's going to be Casper or Danielson, and I think it would be ASP and picks. That's what I think. Not to mention what player wants to be traded to the Canucks, right? Yeah, Canucks. It would have helped us short term for sure. That Rossi deal. This might go down as the worst trade in history. Yeah. I prefer trading with Detroit. I think there's more potential that Detroit could fall back down in the standings, even with Hughes and lineup. I agree, but I don't think Detroit's going to give a huge haul for him. I think Canuck fans we get a little bit dreamland, right? We will get a higher pick. Yeah, if they miss the playoffs. GMs would literally have to convince players that the Canucks are on a retool and will be competitive next season. I mean, if they're in no trade clause, they don't have to talk to people who are not in that. So, okay, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Let's continue to believe in blue. We're going to be on the Quinn Hughes watch. We're going to be on the Sherwood watch. We're going to be here. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, please. I do Canucks content. It's passionate, realistic, and honest. Appreciate you being here. And I'm going to keep believing in blue. Go Canucks, go.